Hi and welcome to another pick a card reading. This time today I want to look at what needs your attention right now. I feel like we're in this time of year where we tend to look backward a lot to reflect, as well as look forward a lot to look at what we want to achieve, what we want to do for the upcoming year. But it's still very important to be present in the moment, so that is what this pick a card reading is going to be about. Here I have 4 piles for you to pick from. The first pile is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. The second pile is the Tarot of the Divine. The third pile is a new deck in my collection that I haven't really shown yet on this channel. It is the Happiness Tarot. And then pile number 4 is the Tattoo Tarot. So take a little bit to focus on what pile you are most interested in, maybe the colors of the backs of the decks. Maybe you already have an association or something like that with one of the decks, or a certain name just called to you. So the timestamps will be in the description box below. Let's get started with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1, you chose the True Heart Intuitive Tarot deck. So we're just going to do a quick tarot reading to see what is your current energy, what do you have to be grateful for, and how you can live more in the now. So first I would like to know, what is your current energy? I have the Prince of Cups. This is a card that can be associated with having a quest for a feeling. So you might be in a place where you might be looking for a relationship, or you might be looking for a new friendship, you might be looking for a connection with more or other new people. We also have the Star. I feel like you are mostly in a hopeful place. The Star, I do see it as a card of hope. Let me show you the cards. So maybe even though things might not always be perfect for you, you definitely see that there is potential for you. And it can also indicate that you've gone through a period of healing and now you're finally ready to sort of put yourself out there. It's interesting, it's not a love reading, but I am picking up on that for some of you this might be around the topic of love. So now I want to know, what do you currently have that you can be grateful for? I think gratefulness, practicing gratitude is very important. I have the Ace of Wands. This is a card of passion, of fire, of new things starting, new inspiration happening. I have Justice. You probably have built up great karma, maybe throughout your process of healing. I do see Justice mostly as a card of karma, of balance. So there might be more balance in your life right now, maybe after the healing period, or just that is something that you could be grateful for. Just, I feel like, for your personality and the person that you are in general, that you can, and it sounds weird but to be grateful just for yourself, just for who you are, but I think that that is something that not a lot of people do, that not a lot of people are actually happy with the kind of person that they are, and that is something to be grateful for. I think you are a creative, or you seem to be a creative person with the Ace of Wands here, so be grateful for your creativity, for any creative opportunities that are either coming your way or recently have come your way. I also have the card of Death. Let me show you all the cards here. So the Death card, I see it as a card of rebirth, of transformation. So like I already said, it does seem like you've gone through sort of a healing period, a time of healing, and you can be very grateful of the person that you have become throughout this period. And yeah, like I said, that is something that you can be grateful for the transformation, for the changes that you've gone through. Now I would like to know, let's see, just what needs your attention right now? Maybe you are very focused on the past, on the future, but what is important for you? What needs your attention right now? I have the Nine of Discs. That is a card of, I see it as a card of prosperity. English is not my first language, if you couldn't tell. Of prosperity, of wealth, of but not overwhelming wealth, but just comfortable wealth. So maybe something financial. I have the Ten of Cups. Family, people who feel like family. That is what I usually associate with Ten of Cups. It is a card of family, but sometimes because it is the Suit of Cups, it's the emotions, it's the feelings. So who you feel connected to as family doesn't always have to be the people that we are actually related to. But those people need your attention right now. Your finances seem to need your attention right now. Because, I mean, it is the end of the year. This goes up around the start of the new year. And it's always a good idea to keep your finances in check a little bit. So that might be something. I have the Ace of Swords. There might be something that you don't know yet, a certain truth. Maybe somebody is keeping something from you. I also have the Ten of Swords. And I see that as a card of ending. So let's see, how would this look like? Like, this is what your attention needs right now. The Ace of Swords is a card of truth, of a breakthrough, of something that you need to find out about. So there might be something on your mind that feels a little bit uneasy right now. Maybe it has to do with family, maybe it has to do with your finances. There's something that you're not feeling super comfortable about, and I think it is necessary for you to confront that and to like I said, to confront that and to deal with that. I also have the Ten of Swords, so whatever this is, it might lead to the end of a relationship. I don't think so, but it's gonna be the end of the uncomfortable feeling. So let me show you these cards as well. So here we have the Nine of Discs, a card of prosperity, of comfortable wealth. Then we have the Ten of Cups, a card of family. And here we have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So it can be the end of like a mental strife. Maybe there's something, like I said, that you've been feeling uncomfortable, uneasy about, something that's been weighing on your mind a lot, and you need to just find out some truths about it. You need to confront some people about it so that that mental strife can end, and whatever happens next will happen. Let me see, what else do I want to know? I want to know, how can you live more in the now? Because this is, like I said, this is a time of, we look back a lot, we look forward a lot, but how can you live more in the now? What can you do? Like maybe actionable steps or activities. I have the Two of Wands. Are you kidding me? This is literally looking to the future. So I'm so annoyed with myself right now, or I'm a little annoyed with the deck, because I keep saying that we are at a moment where we need to stay a little bit more in the present time. And then I get the Two of Wands, which is a card of looking ahead, of starting a journey, looking at all the possibilities. I guess that is something that you can do right now, looking at all the possibilities, setting some goals, but with your creativity in mind, because we do have the Two of Wands here, and I drew the Ace of Wands here for what you have to be grateful for. Then also the Ten of Discs. Ooh, that is a hard word to say. Anyway, this also is a card of financial wealth. So again, I think you really need to take a look at your finances right now. And the Ten of Discs is a card of long-term wealth, and at least I see it as a card of long-term wealth. So what is it that you can do right now so you can benefit from it financially later? So pile number one, this was the reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments down below how this resonated with you. And if you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in the description box below. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. For now, just thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number two, you chose the Tarot of the Divine, beautiful deck. Let's look at what can I pick up for your current energy, pile number two. I have the Two of Swords. Are you currently trying to make a decision on something that you are undecisive on? That is what I see with the Two of Swords. I usually also see that as a card of having to make a decision without knowing all the information yet, because here we can see they have their eyes closed. In the original Rider-Waite-Smith image, we see them actually being blindfolded, so there are some things that they just don't know yet about a certain decision that they have to make. I also have the Nine of Wands. This is a very interesting depiction. That is why I really like this deck, or I really enjoyed this deck, because it has very different depictions. But the Nine of Wands is a card of determination. I do have my notes here because for some reason there are a couple of cards that always confuse me. But the Nine of Wands really is a card of that final push forward. So in this case, finally making that decision, finally either getting the new information that you need to make this decision, or just you being determined to make this decision, even though you might not know all the outcomes, even though you might not have all the information, but you want to move forward. I feel like you are kind of annoyed. You're tired of being in this place, and you just want to move on. You just want to move forward. Let's see what the next thing that we're going to look at is, what do you currently have that you can be grateful for? I think practicing gratitude is really important. What is it that you have to be grateful for? I have the Seven of Wands. Oh, all my cards are falling. And the Seven of Wands is somebody, I see them as somebody who holds their ground, who defends their boundaries. So you might be somebody who has, I don't know if that is necessarily recent, I feel like for some of you it has, that you have set up your own very clear boundaries to not let people walk all over you again. And I think that that is something that you can be grateful for, the way that you hold your ground, the way that you defend yourself, that you defend and protect your own boundaries. I think that's not something that all people can always do. So I think that is definitely something to be grateful for. I also have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, I see it as a card of pessimism. You can actually see here in the card that they're very sad. So usually I see this as a card of being very pessimistic, having a pessimistic mindset. Maybe that is you right now. Maybe you are being a little bit more pessimistic, and you especially need to hear what you are grateful for, because things might not be as bad as they seem. That is also what we see here in the Five of Cups. Let me show you a little bit closer. We see her, or them, I don't know the gender, them crying about these spilled cups right here, but there are still two cups upright right there. So we don't need to always look at what we have lost, especially when we still have things going for us. And of course it's okay to grieve a certain loss, but it shouldn't take up your entire mind and almost like parts of your entire life, because especially since I do see that you are trying to move on from this situation where you are right now. And then I have the Knight of Wands. This is a card that is associated with the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. And the Knight of Wands, I see it as a card of adventure, of going out, of being brave, of just doing the thing, being a little bit mischievous, especially with the image that we have on this card. But yeah, being adventurous, going out there, and maybe there are a lot of opportunities for you right now to do so, or that is an experience that you have had of traveling a lot, and that is something that you can be grateful for as well, because not a lot of people are able to travel all the time or at all. So now I want to look at, what is it that you need to know, like a certain message. What is it that you need to know? At the Page of Coins, I see that as a card of being very studious, of learning new things. We have the Magician, putting things that you are starting to learn and putting things that you have, your resources at use to take inspired action. So again, you are so encouraged to just do and to move on, and to also start learning new things. I don't know if there's something that you've been wanting to learn, that you've been wanting to do, maybe a course, maybe reading a book about a certain topic, and you are very much encouraged to pick up something new, pick up a new hobby, pick up something new to learn, as well as take inspired action, having the willpower to, in this case, make that decision, move on from this situation, because I can only see better things happening for you once you make that decision and move on. I also have the card of the Devil. Let me show you the Page of Coins and the Magician first, because these cards are gorgeous. Anyway, the card of the Devil that I'm also going to show you in a second, that is a card that I see as temptation, because this very much reminds me of the snake in the Adam and Eve story. I am not a Christian. I was raised Christian, so I'm fairly knowledgeable. I'm fairly familiar with the biblical stories. And this reminds me of the snake, of temptation, of there might be people who are tempting you, there might be things tempting you. The devil can also be a card of addiction. It's sort of the same things, feeling bound to this certain thing that is a temptation, or that is a distraction, something that is not necessarily good for you. And the devil is pulling the card of the devil reminds us that we do have the power and we do have the option to break loose from that. And that is something that I think a lot of people need to hear right now that pick this pile. I'm so sorry for all the noise outside. It's New Year's. Is it like New Year's Day in English? In the Netherlands, in Dutch, we call it Old Year's Day because it's the last day of the year. And a lot of people are putting on fireworks. Or lighting fireworks. I also have the Six of Coins. This is a card of giving and receiving, of that being a balance. If there is somebody who has given you a lot this year, maybe it's a great idea to do something to spoil them or to just give them a little bit more attention. I don't know why I'm feeling that. That is the first time that I actually think that I get that feeling with the Six of Coins card, but I just do this time. Yeah, I love the image. I think I already showed you, but I want to show you again. We have this cute grandparent here feeding a bug coins or feeding multiple. Oh, I see. They have a bug and they are releasing it back into the wild after having cared for it. That's so cute. So now I want to get just one more card for your current message. It is the Seven of Swords. And to me, this is also always a card of watch your back. There might be some people in your life right now that do not have your best interests in mind. That is something that I always feel with the Seven of Swords. People might not have your best interests in mind, and maybe they are part of the devil card, and you need to focus your attention more on the Six of Coins people, the people who really have been there for you, and the people who you really get energy out of when you are around them. So that is what I have for that part. Now, what was the last thing that I wanted to look at? That is how you can live more in the now. This is a card of that I see as excitement and trying new things. Again, you need to try more things. Is there anything creative that you've been wanting to do? Because I do associate the Page of Wands with experiencing and experimenting with new creative things. That can be as simple as like trying out a new recipe in the kitchen. It can be painting by numbers. That is something that I've seen a lot of people do that might be fun. Crocheting, knitting, sewing, anything creative that you might have been wanting to do, just do it and be a little bit more, allow yourself to be a little bit more impulsive. That is what I'm seeing here for live more in the now, as well as the Three of Cups here. I don't know if I showed you the Page of Wands. Let me show you like this. Oh, the Page of Wands, like I said, excitement, experiment with creative pursuits. And then we have the Three of Cups, a card of community. Wow. I almost want to say commitment, community, and hanging out with friends who actually care for you. And that is how you can sort of live in the now more, enjoy your time with the people that you have around you, allow yourself to be a little bit more experimental. Yeah, that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments down below how this resonated with you. You can always book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, pick a card readings, all that kind of stuff, definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 3. You chose the Happiness Tarot. Let me actually show you the box because I think it's pretty cute. So the Happiness Tarot is, I recently got in my collection because I got a subscription to the Happiness magazine and I chose the gift of a tarot deck. It's kind of flimsy, I'm not gonna lie. I have read a large portion of the guidebook already. This is going to be the first reading that I'm doing with it. So I am really excited. Let me shuffle a couple of times. I think the images are gorgeous. Look at how flimsy that is. But okay. I do feel connected to the images of this deck, so I'm really excited for your reading. So let me first look at what is your current energy. What is your current energy? I have the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. That is a card of collaboration, maybe a collaboration that either didn't go too well and you sort of want to get out of there, because the Six of Swords is a card of transition. Let me show you the cards. The titles are in Dutch because it is a Dutch deck. So yeah, like I said, there's an element of collaboration, there is an element of transition, of sort of moving on. So I do feel like you are very much focus on the future because you aren't really happy with where you are right now. I don't know if this is something that you have talked about with other people, since we do have the Three of Pentacles here, which is collaborating with other people. Maybe some people have tried to help you with your decision, or they sort of helped you with your decision because you didn't want to be around them anymore, and that feeling made it really easy for you to move on from them. So that is what I have for your current energy. You're very much looking forward, looking ahead at what is to come, at how to move forward and where you are going to. Now let's look at what is it that you currently have that you can be grateful for. What do you have to be grateful for? I have the Fool. This is such a cute image. The Fool. A card of taking risks. I think you can be proud and can be grateful for the risk that you are taking by moving on. Moving on isn't an easy thing to do. Many people find it very hard to do because you are leaving something behind. You're also, of course, taking things with you. You take your own experience and everything with you, but it is a risk, and it can be very hard to take a risk, and I think that you can be very grateful for that. I think the Fool also has this element of almost naivety to them, where they don't care what other people think. They just want to do the thing of the journey, and I think that's really admirable. So that is another thing that you can be grateful for, I think. Let me see, what else do we have? I have the Page of Wands. I have to translate all of this, and I have never read a tarot in Dutch, or with a Dutch deck. So the Page of Wands, and I have the Ace of Wands. You seem like somebody who loves to experiment, who loves to try new things. So you moving on from something, and that energy of moving on, taking risks, that is something that you are grateful for. I think that is really telling of the kind of person that you are. You are not afraid to take risks. You're not afraid to try something new. I also get this idea that you are creative, because we have the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands, which both cards radiate creativity to me. You're always looking for something new. You're always looking for something new to do, something creative to do. And I think that's really admirable. And I think that that is something that you can be grateful for, that when something happens to you, I get this feeling that when something bad happens to you, or when you're not feeling great, you always have a solution. You always have something, or not always necessarily a solution, but you're like, okay, right, this is not moving on, this is not working out for me. I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna do something that makes me happy. And I think that that is something that's, like, again, really admirable, and definitely a mindset that you can be very grateful for. And I said this in another reading today as well, but sometimes it feels like it is a weird thing to be grateful just for being the person that we are. Just be grateful for your personality, because that is you. But you can be grateful for yourself. You can be grateful for your personality. You can be grateful for the way that you decide to handle things, because everything is still a choice, or I guess it is a choice in how you react to certain things. And I think that the way that you react to things is something that you can be grateful for. Next, I want to look at, what is the message that you need to hear? What is the message that you need to hear? I have, this is the Empress. Yeah, I had to translate it a bit. The Empress, wait, what did I say? A message that you need to hear right now. The Empress is a card that I see as nurturing, that I see as beauty, natural beauty, being connected to nature. We can see this. Let me show you. What else do we have? The Four of Wands. We have a lot of Wands energy. We already have 3 Wands cards. So we have the Empress. This can indicate pregnancy. So some of you might be pregnant right now, or that is something that you need to be very careful about if you don't want to get pregnant right now. Or maybe just the thought of you being a parent, of you having a child, or you having something or someone to care about is very much on your mind right now. And with the Four of Wands, that is a card of celebration, usually a celebration of like a milestone. You can see it as celebration of a marriage, or just a celebration in general. It is also, I see it as a card of home. So there might be something that has to do with your home life right now. I would like to know what is it about your home life that you need to know right now. I have the Ace of Pentacles, money coming in, looking at your finances, taking a hard look at your finances regarding your home right now. Some of you might be living, like everybody's home situation is different who's watching this pile. However, some of you might be living at home and trying to look at your finances. Some of you might be finally in a place to leave your parents' house and to move out on their own. Some of you don't live at home, you live by yourself or with somebody else. There's something that has to do with money, with your finances, that you need to take a look at. Then I also have the Queen of Wands, another Wands card, but this is like super powerful, creative, empowering energy. So I definitely think that you need to practice. Okay, I'm not going to say you need to do anything. I'm going to say it would be really beneficial for you if you start practicing gratitude more. I see the Queen of Wands as somebody who is being in their power. So being very powerful, being creative. And I think this is the message that you need to hear, is to just keep being you. I think that you are the Queen of Wands, as well as, and you're like thinking of being maybe the Empress, or have that Empress energy of being very nurturing, being very caring for somebody else. I don't know if that is something that is in your life going on right now, or that is something that you are missing in your life. And I always think that, it will come eventually when the timing is right. Of course, there are always exceptions for that. But I think that for you, it will come when it is right. For now, you need to focus on just being your awesome self. Focus on your creativity. Take a look at what this finances, what that is about. Like, I got that card for your home life. So there's something regarding your finances with something having to do with your home, with your house. So that's what I'm getting. Now I want to know, how can you live more in the now? So instead of constantly looking at the future or reflecting on the past, how can you live more in the now? I have the Five of Swords, as well as the Sun card. Oh, that is very interesting. So the Five of Swords is a card of having hurt someone. I don't know if it is you or if somebody has hurt you. I think for most of you, I don't want to be mean or something, but I think for most of you, you have hurt someone, maybe, and you are sort of carrying around that guilt. I also think because we do have the Six of Swords and the Three of Pentacles here, that of course it's very possible that somebody else has hurt you as well. What is the question? How you can live more in the now? I think by being kinder to people. And again, we have the Sun. I see that as being your authentic self. I think you are very much encouraged to keep being you, but also focus on how you can be more kind, how you can be more compassionate towards other people. That is definitely what I'm feeling here, especially with the Empress as well. So yeah, pile number 3. This was your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it resonated with you. This was fairly easy to read because, like I said, it is a new deck, so sometimes I have to get a little bit used to it. But I really enjoyed doing your reading for you. So I would love to hear anything you want to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in the description box below. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, I do pick a card readings all the time. Definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started with seeing what is your current energy. What current energy is there around you? I have the Knight of Swords. That is a card that I see as like unstoppable, being super motivated. So if you are looking at this pick a card reading right now, I would think that you also want to start living more in the now. I think that the Knight of Swords energy kind of shows us that you have been very much motivated to look at the past or to look in the future, and you have been very motivated by the idea of what the future can bring to you. Let me see what else we have. the card of the Magician. That is a card of making your resources work for you, taking inspired action. So we have action, like impulsive action sometimes, but and an inspired action. So you are definitely someone who does not like to sit still. I am sort of getting that, not necessarily hyper, but sort of hype energy is what I'm getting here. So some of you might be very hyper, might be always moving, always having something to do, and you always you just always want to do something. It's very, like, we don't have an Aries card here, but I sort of get that Aries energy. So yeah, that is your current energy around you. Let me see if I miss anything from that. Yeah, we have that impulsive energy with the Knight of Swords. We have that, like I said, action-packed, unstoppable energy with the Knight of Swords. And then we have very much being focused with the Magician. So I don't know if you are currently looking at your focus, you're trying to figure things out for the future, and you're looking to see what is it that I need to know right now for this moment, not necessarily for the future, but for right now, to live more in the moment. So let me see, what is it? I also like to do like gratitude and self-care stuff in my reading. So right now I want to know, what is it that you have to be grateful for? I have the Four of Wands, something to do with your home, something to do with celebrating. We have the High Priestess, your intuition, your knowledge, your divine knowledge. Maybe some of you might be spiritual people if you're watching this and you are, you know, sort of into tarot, I guess. That is something that you might be grateful for. We're going to unpack this in a little bit. And I have the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, again, it is a restless energy. It is having new ideas. You have this thirst for information. That is something that you can be grateful for. You always are looking for new ideas. You're always looking for new, like I said, new things to do, new things to learn, new things to find out. Because with the High Priestess, this is a card of what I see as divine knowledge. The High Priestess is somebody who guards divine knowledge, who guards knowledge, and you want to know it all. You want to learn, you love to learn, and then with the Four of Wands being something that you can be grateful for, something having to do with home, with celebration, maybe a milestone, just how far you have come in general is something that you can be grateful for. Maybe you weren't always this person who was very energetic, who was though a little restless, still good-hearted, I feel. Maybe you weren't always like that, and I think you can be grateful of the progress, of the growth that you have gone through. Now I would like to know, what is the message that you need to hear right now? What is the message that you need to hear right now? I have the Seven of Wands. That is to me a card of defending your boundaries, holding your ground, and staying true to your principles. So it might be that people are starting to, or they might do so soon in the future. They might are gonna try to test you out, are gonna try to walk all over you. Let me show you the card. Are gonna try to walk all over you, and what you can do right now is to be very certain about your boundaries, being very certain about your principles, about your values, and know that where you stand, that is okay, and people should not crush you in that way. Of course, it's okay to have a healthy discussion and to have a healthy, equal conversation where you aren't feeling attacked, where you aren't being attacked. And the other way goes the same, of course. You shouldn't attack other people for having a different view. Of course, there are exceptions to that, I would say. Sorry. But yeah, that is what I'm getting here from the Seven of Wands. Let me see what else we have for your message right now. The Four of Swords. It is a card of taking a little bit of a breather. Like, we have a lot of restless energy. We have a lot of impulsive energy, and it doesn't have to be bad, but do you allow yourself to take a little bit of a breather? Do you allow yourself to take a little bit of a break every now and again? I don't mean to call you out. Like, this is a good vibes sort of tarot reading, but yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing. I think it's funny when you have this super impulsive, actionable person, and you try to encourage them to take a little bit of a breather and to take a little bit of a rest. Because sometimes after you have had a rest, you allow yourself, you have this renewed energy where you can keep going and can keep learning new stuff. So I also have the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So to me, the Ten of Wands is a card of overwhelm. You can see here the card is incredibly full, and there might be some overwhelm here that you're going to lead to if you don't take that rest. And I think that rest, again, is going to lead you to new ideas, finding out about a new truth, because that is what I associate with the Ace of Swords, about some sort of breakthrough, finding out about a truth, getting new ideas, and that is very much on point with the Knave of Swords and Knight of Swords. I just am noticing that from the minor arcana, all we have are swords and wands. Like very fiery, passionate, but also intelligent, quick-witted energy is what I'm getting here for you. So I just thought that that was really funny. Now I want to look at how can you live more in now. So you might be very future focused. How can you live more in the now? I have the Moon, listening to your intuition more. I have the Nine of Swords, a card of anxiety, and I see this as more of healing your anxiety. And by living, you can live more in the now by taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, and try to not constantly look for what is not there. I don't know why, but I just got that with the Moon card. Try to not look at what is not there, but work with what is there. And again, I have two more swords cards, the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. This is a card of an ending, this is the end of a strife, painful endings, but also knowing that the worst is over. So I don't know what has recently happened that we would get the card of the worst is over, or that is something that you are going towards that very anxious feeling, that overwhelmed feeling, if you don't take a little bit of a breather, if you don't take a little bit of a rest. I think you are very much encouraged to take care of your own mental health. I do think that that is something that you are overall very aware of, since we do have a lot of swords. Again, we only have swords and wands and then 3 major arcana cards. It's insane. I've never seen something like this before. So there you have it. This is your reading pile number 4. I would love to hear in the comments down below how this resonated with you. Yeah, it's a little insane, but if you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in the description box below. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, definitely subscribe to this channel, because I do pick a card readings like this all the time. For now, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.